My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Love, exciting and new. Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever. It's
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships of Bermudan and British Registry.
This show is part of the HeadStuff podcast network.
Lovely stuff.
Hey, lovely.
I tell you what, though, folks, that's bloody nice. That is bloody lovely.
Lovely Holland. Lovely touch. Lovely Holland. Lovely touch.
Hello. You're very welcome to another episode of The Lovely,
Show.
My name is Justine Stafford.
And I'm Kevin McGahern.
Hey. Oh, made a mistake off the top.
Oh, God. Jesus, I knew after doing the IFTAs last week, I thought you'd be a pro now, Kevin.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I thought the offers come flooding in straight away. I thought I wouldn't have to do this podcast anymore.
You thought that was the end. Because people online were like, Justine, were you messing when you said you were leaving the podcast? Don't leave. And I was like, it's Kevin that's going to be leaving. All the offers rolling in.
Yeah, it was great crack.
Go on, give us all the goss now.
Oh, my God.
The glitz and the glam.
Don't really have much goss. I had, like, the only interaction I really had with celebs, because I was backstage for most of it.
Yeah.
And I was just chatting to a few people. And I don't like...
I know, I'm the same.
Like, I don't know how people have the confidence to just go up to the most famous person in the room and start chatting.
Never. And do you know what the problem is?
Because I will say the stupidest thing in the world.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing I always notice when people do that, they fucking get on grand with them. And I'm like,
they don't.
Do you think?
No,
I like to think.
I've witnessed it and it's like...
Stunning. That's what I like to hear, because I like to think that the celebrity, even if they're being polite to them, is in the back there being like, who the fuck do you think you are?
I've found the more famous somebody is, the more boring they are.
Okay.
And I don't know, they're probably very interesting people to their friends. But I think that if somebody comes up to like a big celebrity, let's say Mel Gibson.
Go on. Right.
The most famous man in the world.
Well, you get some contradictory statements out of him.
I don't want to like name any real celebs. But like if you go up to Mel Gibson, he doesn't really want to chat to you. Like you're like, he wants to chat to his mates.
But here's the thing.
I think they put on a boring thing.
Yeah, to get them to fuck off.
Because sometimes I do that.
Yeah.
If I'm out, now I'm usually very nice to people. But if somebody's a dose, I will just be the most boring version of myself ever. Did I tell you this before? Myself and Shane Daniel Byrne got stuck with a lad. So me and Shane did a gig.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's have a pint downstairs. We hadn't seen each other in ages.
Yeah.
Kind of looking forward to just chatting. And this guy who was at the gig came over and sat down beside us. And I was just like, do you mind if I join you?
Oh,
and
you did. I didn't know it was with Shane. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
He was like weirdly homophobic.
Oh, God.
Because he's like, can I sit down here beside you, Shane? And don't be getting any ideas now.
Oh,
like, I'm not gay.
sake.
I'm not gay now, Shane. And we were like, is this the first time you've ever met a gay person?
Or a person, full stop. Jesus Christ.
And so I was like, yeah, fuck this guy. So I just started talking to Shane about the most boring things I could think of. I was like, Shane, have you got YouTube Premium? And he's like, I don't, Kevin, no. And I was like, Shane, this changed our household. No ads at all. That's great as well. It's great for audiobooks at night because you can listen to videos without having the screen on.
Oh yeah, turn it
So,
off.
I mean, it saves your battery, Shane.
Oh.
And you could listen to full. And we just kept talking about the most boring things we could
Yeah.
think of until he
He
left.
left. Well, thank fuck. But see, the thing is, in my head, if I was talking to Shane or anyone in that scenario, I'd be like, I hope they know what I'm doing and they don't think I'm an incredibly boring person and they're regretting this.
I
pint
don't
with
really
me.
care. If they're a dose, I don't mind. But yeah, a couple of my friends were like, God, I was chatting to like blank, the most famous person in the room. They're like, very boring.
But you know what?
I think that's a tactic.
It has to be, but also a tactic to get rid of them, but also conserve your fucking energy, because you know how draining it is to be on all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine having to do that to every bloody Tom, Dick and Harry.
No, I find it easy enough.
I find it, I don't want to be a bollocks, but then I'm like, you're wasting my fucking energy levels here.
But I got chatting to Chris O'Dowd.
Lovely.
And he was just back in the Late Late Show. So I was just telling him my favourite Late Late Show moments.
Of course.
And he hadn't seen a lot of them. I told him
No
the Pat
way.
Kenny one.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
Which
Pat Kenny
Kenny
is,
won
Pat Kenny is
the
several.
saga?
But I told him the one where
The
Pat
breakdancing.
Kenny's interviewing a little boy
Yeah.
who's breakdancing. And
Well, that's number one.
He's sitting down. He goes out to the audience. So Pat Kenny's sitting down with him. He's getting very quiet.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's like a guy with a beard kind of sitting behind them. And he's like in the shot.
God
and
love him
You
now.
can't not look at that guy.
Yeah.
And Pat Kenny is like, so tell me this, you're a breakdancer. Yeah. And these kids doing that like thing that little kids do on the Late Late Show where they just go, yeah.
Well, the thing they used to do, I think kids have changed. That was a lovely innocent.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
that
I
was
mean?
90s kids,
Yeah,
yeah.
they hadn't been exposed to any.
Yeah, they're a lot more
Video or
show busy now.
cameras.
But he goes, and you're a breakdancer. Yeah. And tell me this, are you gonna go? You're going to America. Yeah. Yes, because of course all the best breakdancers are in America. Yeah. And I suppose a lot of them are black.
Oh,
And
it's so
the kid's
awful.
like, yeah. Like even the kid is like, I don't know
Where
about
the
this.
fuck is he going with this one?
I don't know about this line of questioning, Pat.
Yeah.
And then Pat said, and what would you do? Would you put a bit of a colour on your face?
Oh, so
and the,
bad.
the kid's like, I don't know about this. And he goes, no, because you're going to be the first great white breakdancer.
Yeah.
And then somehow gets out of it with a round of applause. It's an
Thank
amazing
God
piece of
that
footage.
child said no. Because you know the way when you're, as a kid, when you be asked and you think you know what the parent or the adult wants you to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kid, even in that moment, was like, I know what you want me to say. I'm not fucking doing that. I have more sense than you, Pat Kenny.
Shall we listen to it? I mean, I pretty much gave
It's a classic.
Pat.
Whilst that went under Chris's radar.
If you
I suppose
type-
he's busy.
If you type in Pat Kenny asks a child, would he consider blacking up the space?
Oh my God.
So
and the
here-
man in the back, like, has
Man
to,
in the
his
back,
reactions.
For some reason, there's like a guy with a beard and long hair in the back, and I can't stop like looking at him.
I know, because you're like, this man is kind of representing
That's-
all of our
that's what he
thoughts.
looks
Oh
like.
my God.
Okay, so here's the clip.
More break. How long have you been doing that stuff?
Nearly 2 years now.
Only 2 years, and you're that good already. Wow. Of course, all the great break dancers are in New York, aren't they? Yeah. And most of them are black as well.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you put a little colour on your face? No. No, you'd be the greatest, the first great white break dancer in the world. And I'm
I
not-
will be.
You probably would if you did. You would. You're great.
Oh.
Even the kid knows not to agree.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Imagine being that young. He's like a 5-year-old kid, and he's like, blacking up isn't cool.
There's this account that follows me, and no matter what I do, they'll screenshot it and send me back a photoshopped image of Pat Kenny in the photo somewhere. And their ability to do it so quickly is wild.
Wow.
It's mad. Like, it'll be me, like, even if I picture up with a dog and they've put Pat Kenny's face on the dog. It's relentless now, and I'm impressed by the speed at which they do it, but I don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I have a collection of them now.
So I'm trying to think, did I have any other celebrity encounters? Not really. I kind of don't do the whole chatting to celebrity things unless it happens naturally.
And how...
But I lots of compliments.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming up to me. Victoria Smurfett, Katrina Balfe.
Oh, wow.
They're all like saying, great job.
There you go.
I know.
How much of a run through had you
Fran
got?
from Love Hate.
Oh, amazing.
Peter
Peter
Coonan.
Cooney, yeah.
He's a big fan of mine for some reason.
He's a lovely, lovely fella.
Yeah, and he looks amazing because he was in King Frankie, and he's wearing like He's wearing like old man makeup in it.
Okay.
But then I saw him in the flesh and I was like, oh shit, you actually look great. I thought you'd let yourself go.
How much of a run through do you get?
On the day?
Yeah.
Well, you're in at 10:30.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you do 2 run-throughs.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of it.
And is everyone there that's doing the guest? No, not at that point. You know, they're doing guests presenting. They're not there.
Nobody's
for those.
there. No,
Okay.
it's just crew.
Okay.
But like that's soul crushing because like with crew, they're like getting ready. They're
I know. They're not going
setting
to be
up lights
laughing.
and they're moving something. Nobody's laughing.
No, I remember.
You really have to put a lot of faith in yourself.
No, totally. I remember doing a podcast. Sorry, Kevin. It was with a former podcast I used to do. They meant nothing to me. But we were doing it in Kilkenny and it was a crew filming it and it was just us in the room. It was me, Martin and Golo. And my God, we were like, are we even
So we
funny?
need to rewrite everything.
We were like, this is...
Do you want to hear some of the jokes that they cut out of the TV?
Oh, yeah.
Cool, got them here.
Do you get a goodie bag? Is there any goodie bags at the IFTAs?
Yeah, you get a goodie bag.
What you get?
I got a fucking... well, this was a special gift.
Oh, yeah.
I got a bottle of
Red Breast.
San Julio tequila.
Oh, lovely.
Which is worth like 300 quid.
Oh, Jesus, great.
And it's so tall and lovely and long.
Great.
And I can't wait to go into that, but I don't want to look at drink for another month.
Oh, really?
But yeah, you get great goodie bags. Mostly like kind of a lot of like moisturizers and stuff like that.
Tato.
Is there a tato?
Pat the Baker bread.
I weirdly
one
had.
sandwich.
I remember years ago when it was IFTA goodie bag.
What was the meal like?
IFTA gift bag list. I remember I published this as like, oh my God, look what they got out of the IFTA gift bag. This is like 4 years ago. €50 voucher for Guineas, Talbot Street.
Oh, Guineas.
28 tickets to Dublin Viking Splash Tour.
28.
A 2-day trip to Morocco with Johnny Ronan, but you have to kiss him 4 times. €100 worth of free parking in Jervis Street car park. A year supply of Froobs. A copy of the Irish Examiner. A copy of Rory Story's latest book, Rory's Story. Scratch card, bottle of Ballygowan 5 litre. Claire Byrne live tote bag and a Bic lighter. So that,
beautiful. I mean, I'd be happy with that.
They were
if
fake
that was
ones.
legit. What was the meal like, Kevin? I get obsessed with these things.
Meal was unreal.
What was it?
The
Had you
meal was
options?
unreal.
Had you choices?
You had a bit of salmon for the
Okay.
starter in slices.
Lovely.
And then you had a big old lump of beef.
Stunning.
And then the dessert was like one of them chocolate balls, but I didn't drink it. I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
But I was drinking.
And
Wait, here's some jokes that they
Okay.
cut out. Let me see. Oh yeah, this one was cut out. Cillian Murphy, I first became aware of your massive talent when I saw Breakfast on Pluto, your groundbreaking portrayal of a trans woman, pre-Oppenheimer. Why are you not laughing at that? Because I did debate, is that an anti-trans joke? I don't think it is, because the character was pre-op and the film took place pre-Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So it works on 2 levels there.
There you go.
So, feel free to laugh at these, by the way.
Yeah. I'm like the crew now when you're doing your run through.
Jerry Adams had a big year.
Yeah.
He was portrayed in Say Nothing and had a cameo in the Kneecap film. All he needs is a wee roll on Wednesday to get the full Adams family value.
There you go.
He
Big
could
fan of that.
tell Wednesday where the rest of that hand is buried.
Yeah.
Our own Paul Mescal joined the A-list with Gladiator 2.
He wasn't there, was he?
Actually, no, I think they used that one.
He wasn't there, was he?
No, he wasn't. I'm not sure if they used this one or not. Our own Paul Mescal joined the A-list for Gladiator 2. He's so famous, he had his own lookalike contest held here in Dublin last year where almost 100 men showed up. That might sound like a lot, but back in 1994, we had a Colm Meaney lookalike contest. Over 150,000 Irish men entered. Eventually, the crowd got so unruly, 100 guards had to intervene, which only made the judge's job harder.
Yeah.
It's been a turbulent thank you for that fucking round of applause, Justine. It's been a turbulent year for terrestrial TV. Once again, like an overly demanding cow, RTE is looking for another bailout.
Hey.
Now, in the room, like nobody
Many
laughed at that.
farmers are there.
No, and
How many farmers are in the room?
there was a good few Cavan people.
Do you know your man from Mulla? I didn't realise he was from Mulla.
Yeah, Bria Neffel Byrne.
Fucking unreal.
Bria Neffel Byrne was there. And I was like, what the fuck? How come nobody laughed at that? And I was like, the joke there is that bailout has two
Get the-
meanings.
yeah.
It's spelled two different ways. It can mean to give money back and also to put out a bale of hay.
Yeah.
It's a hay-based
It's a-
joke.
yeah.
So I was like, we're going to do that again.
Yeah.
And this time we're going to fucking laugh at the bailout.
Yeah.
And they did. Too much. Looking for another bailout. And why not? They produce such a variety of entertaining shows. Shows like Home of the Year, Home Rescue, Incredible Homes, Cheap Irish Homes, Find Me a Home, Build Your Own Home, Room to Improve, The Great House Revival. Such variety. Initially, they were going to give funding to House of the Dragon until they found out it wasn't a property show.
Oh, yeah.
The emergence of AI, this is really more one for people who work in TV.
Mm-hmm.
The emergence of AI is a big concern for the industry as creatives are worried about being replaced by a computer. But RTE assures us it will never replace a full-time job with AI. Instead, the AI will be put down as a self-employed contractor.
Hey, love that.
Yeah, a couple of the non-contract people enjoy that.
Yeah.
Let me see. They used AI in The Brutalist
Yeah.
to improve Adrian Brody's Hungarian accent. I saw it the other night. A 3.5-hour celebration of brutalist architecture, and they never mentioned Phibsborough Shopping Centre once. We have a new Minister for Arts, the same lad who gave 300k for a bike shed. So great news for us. If he thinks a bike shed costs 300k, imagine what he thinks a film costs.
Yeah.
Nicholas. Michael D is last year as our president, and I know he's watching at home. Can I say on a personal note how grateful we all are for your service to this country. Your contribution to Irish film, to the Irish language, to human rights are immeasurable. I think we can all agree that your reputation as one of our finest presidents is secure. I didn't vote for you myself. No, I was a Sean Gallagher man. I really want to see what ideas were knocking around that big old head of his. Christ, who are we getting next? The lineup is depressing. I can't picture Bertie at the IFTAs. He'd have all the envelopes open before the show starts.
Ah, lovely.
Did they leave this one? Oh, yeah. And of course, tonight, receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, we honour the first man to say bollocks in space,
Yeah, they use
Colin
that.
Meaney. People say when it comes to choosing the recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Academy just chooses a random Irish actor over 60. Not true. In fact, I'll let you know the other actors we considered. Gene Hackman was in the running, or Jeannie, as he's affectionately known.
Yeah.
Our youngest ever contender, Emma Watson, was considered. And lastly, our own Mo Dunford. So as you can see, very diverse nominees. But in the end, it just came down to Jeannie, Meanie, Hermione, Mo.
Beautiful.
I liked that one now.
Yeah. Yeah, you were telling me that one the other week.
Was I?
Yeah, you were.
Let me see.
No. And the wine was flowing. Was it free drink scenario or what was going on? Was it free bar?
It was free wine. I mean, it's the same as, when I was introduced Pat Short and his daughter,
yes.
I said, and now to present the award for animated short, please welcome two very animated shorts. And then I said, Fat and Pay Short. And then
Kevin.
I said Fat and Pay instead.
Did you mean to do that?
No, I fucking didn't. And he come on pissing himself laughing, and I was like, sorry, can I do it again? Can I do it? Pat and Faye, not fat and Pay Short.
Oh Jesus, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like when I was on well, that's not the same thing. I was on the radio once and doing a segment, and they asked me about I was doing a news piece about country, and I was like, yeah, in Nicaragua, and they were like,
No, in the what? In the what?
Is that a fucking roundabout in Tipperary? Nicaragua is what I was trying to say. I said Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Sounds like the Gael talk.
Does sound Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
There's the one I had for Ruth Nega. I was like, she's the star of Presumed Innocent, Passing, Good Grief, Loving, Ad Astra, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Love Hate. This next presenter's IMDb page is a lot like Enoch Burke's daily schedule. Outstanding.
Lovely.
You're a fucking great audience, I have to say.
Do you know what? It must be tough though. Like, I can't imagine doing that now to that room of people because you know the cutaways that would ruin me. If I cut to a table that's just eating their dinner, like I'm doing a piece.
They're not eating dinner at this age.
Oh,
the
thank
one
God.
cutaway I was worried about was Cillian Murphy.
Well, Cillian is
Murphy,
famous for zero reaction.
He very for a man whose literal job is to emote.
Yeah, he saves it for the shows.
He saves it for the cameras.
Yeah,
but I got a few laughs out of him.
Solid.
But the one I was really worried about was Jim Sheridan.
Oh right.
Because Jim Sheridan famously cranky old Dublin director. And I don't know if you know what he's working on at the moment, but I said 2025 marks Colm Meaney's triumphant return to the sci-fi fantasy genre, where Jim Sheridan has cast him as Ian Bailey in an alternative universe where he didn't do it.
Oh,
and I was like Jim Sheridan is like adamant that Ian Bailey is innocent.
Yeah.
But Colm Meaney laughed at it. I don't know if Jim Sheridan, but when Jim Sheridan was coming up to collect his award, I was shitting myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, will I shake his hand? What if he doesn't shake my hand? What if he looks angry? But when he came on stage, he did the stick the tongue out and wink move.
Okay.
Which is the international sign for
you're safe to shake my
this
hand.
one's like, you know that one?
Yeah.
Like an owl lad saying, you're a cheeky buck.
Yeah.
So I knew I was safe enough.
Phew.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Thank Christ for that.
Yeah, no, because I'd be at risk of that, because you could go full Nikki Glaser on it. I'd love to do an absolute roast battle on people, but then you're like, but these people have to be in the room for the remainder. And
I think you can do a light roasting, a toasting.
A toasting. Yeah.
You can, just like air fryer, reheat 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, I think because like in America, they're all fucking millionaires.
Just the thing, yeah.
But in Ireland, like there's not too many millionaires in the room, really.
And it's celebrating Irish, successes on a global scale.
And none of them are like guilty of awful crimes.
Yes, exactly. So they don't necessarily need the roasting. Yeah.
But I think I skimmed the line just right.
Super. A great night had by all.
A great night was had by all.
Lovely stuff.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why Milo's Rewards is free to join. As a member, you earn points towards Milo's money on eligible purchases, get exclusive free gifts, and earn free shipping at Silver Key status, all on top of weekly member-only deals. Don't wait. Join Milo's Rewards for free today and start saving more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Underwear drawers are like the Wild West. You never know what you're going to pull out or what shape it's in. So upgrade your collection with the buttery soft comfort of MeUndies. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. Plus, it's breathable and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. Get 20% off your first order, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/Spotify with code SPOTIFY. That's MeUndies.com/Spotify, code SPOTIFY.
How was my week? I was up in Belfast. I did Shane Todd's podcast. I'm cheating on you all the time with podcasts here, Kevin. I'm sorry to tell you.
Look, as long as you come home to me.
Yeah.
I don't care who you go out with.
It was nothing like you, Kevin. I was thinking about you the whole time.
How long is this podcast?
Well, we did go for lunch after, but whatever, it's fine.
It's like an hour. Can you do an hour?
Yeah. I'd say
about
an hour and a half, I'd say.
The most we've ever done is like 50 minutes.
No, it's not about the length though, Kevin. You know that.
That is true. It is about quality.
It is.
It is about quality.
Quality over quantity. So I was up in Belfast and I was up there for Valentine's, which was, Shane was lucky to get me because I was
in demand.
Out
of any day of the year.
I was like,
your schedule is packed.
You're a crafty one to get me this day.
When did he book you? On the Thursday, was it?
No, 2 years ago.
Justine, I cannot get a guest for Valentine's Day. I'll be there. I'm outside now.
I was on the train up and the man on the train knew me. I was like, this is nice. Yeah. So
which man on the train? The driver?
The man working on the train, yeah. Not the driver.
Like, what train? Is this fucking Thomas the Tank Engine? When do you see...
He was like, and he took my ticket to check, and he's like,
"Oh, the ticket man,
the ticket man, yeah." So I was like, "That's nice." And then my mother texted me and sent me a picture that my dad had got me a plant for Valentine's.
Oh.
He always does that every year. I was like, it's very sweet of him. But hilariously, my father didn't even realise it was Valentine's, and he went out that morning. I think I've told you before about him and his friend. They play pranks on each other the whole time. They went out for breakfast that morning. The pair of them left my mother at home. Brought Jimmy out for a romantic breakfast.
I forgot your father's gay,
Yeah.
And he's got a relationship with another man.
And they were in getting breakfast and people landed over with flowers to the table and they were like, what the fuck is going on? And then they realised it's Valentine's and my dad was like, shit, I need to get plants on the way home. So we went out.
Pull into a petrol station.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Left the mother at home, went for a breakfast with
I got
his
you
friend.
flowers. I got you antifreeze.
And there's a few bit of pancakes here left, but I got a doggy box for you from me and Jimmy's breakfast out, so that'll do, you know.
I love your dad's little relationship with his friend.
Kevin, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. Mother of God.
I think that's an important thing as you get older.
Oh, totally.
Is to keep. I know, like Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner meet every week in a diner to chat it out.
No, it's so important.
And these men are well into their 80s.
Yeah.
I think we tend to lose that.
I think so, and that people think like, oh, it's my married life now. It's just the two of us in the house all the time. I think you'll go absolutely.
Your wife
mental
would be
doing that.
delighted to get you out of the house.
Completely, and you have to have separate lives and like interests and friends and that. But when I did come home this weekend, to collect
Not
my
affairs.
not affairs, no, different story altogether. But I was at home at the weekend to collect my plant, and I noticed that we don't have like a parcel box at home.
What do you mean?
For post. Like if a parcel comes, where the fuck are you going to leave it? Because it's
You leave it at the door.
We have a gate outside, a lane, like.
Oh,
so
your
you leave it at
postman. Okay, your postman doesn't drive to the door.
No, you can't.
Lazy
You
postman.
can't. So, Kevin, this is like a fucking horror scene. My dad decided, I'll build a parcel box he can put them into.
Aww. Is he handy?
He got an
Is he
old
skilled?
bin and painted over Kevin. This is literally from a horror film.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God.
The fact the word parcels doesn't even all fit on one side.
It just says, it's like parse written in blood and then LS on the other side. Did he have two goes at it? There's a lot of red underneath it. But it genuinely looks like it was painted, not using a brush, using like a severed limb. It looks like he cut off somebody's arm and wrote parcels on a fucking green bin.
Literally a post box directly to hell. Like,
That is...
what fucking brave postman is going to open that? Never mind put a parcel into it. The ingenuity of this man is to be studied.
Now, my grandfather would have been the opposite. My grandfather would have built the greatest parcel box
really?
known to man.
Yeah.
He, in his retirement, he was just really good at building little carpentry things, you know.
Lovely.
So he would have got sick looking at that.
Well, to date, no parcel has been put into it, but that's, I don't know if that's, I don't know who's sending us parcels. Maybe Dad had wild plans that people were going to be sending me stuff for Valentine's, so he was getting ahead of himself unnecessarily.
Speaking of romance, I've got a news story for you here.
Well, there was one, was I telling you that last week about for Valentine's in the US, a zoo had opened up, you could name, was I telling you this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody was anyway. Go on.
Yeah. No,
you can name...
the mice after your ex that they feed to their animals, and they'll send a video of that mouse being eaten by the animal.
Yeah.
And this was a cathartic thing for people to do, allegedly. Now, I just don't think it's fair on the animal. I think if we're going to name stuff after exes, name a fucking skip after them. Name a bin bag after your ex.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair on the little mouse.
Or a tyre. And send it into a big burning bonfire on the 12th of July.
I think we're naming the wrong things here.
I think if you're so hung up on your ex that you're paying somebody to name a mouse so it'll feed it to a snake, I don't think that's going to offer you any closure.
No.
I think you need to go to a therapist.
I think you're deeper in than you think.
It's not going to... Like, you'll probably start off with a mouse and then you're like, I need a cat. I need to build this
they
up.
had different price schemes. You could pay for a video of an elephant shitting on like a card, a love heart card that just said love is shit.
I get you.
And you could pay extra money for that video to be sent to you. Now, I don't know if I want a video of an elephant shitting sent to me and that I've paid money for it.
Yeah, I mean, where does it end?
Where does it end?
Well, I read the other day that they may not be the first animal that comes to mind when you think of Florida's wildlife, but beware, wild rhesus how do you say them? Macaque monkeys?
You're asking the Caragua here how to pronounce something.
Rhesus macaque, I think it's macaque monkeys. They're the cute little monkeys. They're all over Florida, and a lot of them have tested positive for herpes B virus. And contracting it can prove deadly. So it's a type of herpes that can literally fucking kill you. So they're saying, watch out for monkeys in Florida. Don't be petting them. Don't be feeding them. If they get a scratch or a bite, or God forbid, if you had full sex with one,
good Lord,
you're going to contact a deadly version of the herpes virus.
Yeah, never mind a cold sore. This one is.
Imagine if that's how you get herpes.
God, that's a grim way to get it now. I remember.
Imagine like on a date, you're like, by the way, I can't actually have sex for the next 2 weeks. I'm on penicillin. I got herpes off a monkey in Florida.
I mean, it's you definitely want to know more from the story.
I'm not saying anymore. I'm not saying how I got it. I just went down. I was there on a business trip. I came back with monkey herpes.
Lovely stuff.
I remember a guy broke up with me, and on that day, I got a delivery. I got a delivery. I wasn't even expecting it from Catch Chocolate, and it was this huge thing that said, "You're a catch." Like, this man had broken up with me an hour before, and then this thing arrives to the door saying, "You're a catch." It was like a branded mug, all the chocolate.
Did he obviously wasn't planning on breaking up with you?
No, but I just thought Catch were fair play to them. No. I'm just saying the brand, completely independently of him breaking up with me.
You could have said to the other lad, "You're a double decker."
But there on Valentine's evening, I got this thing saying, "Do you want a pizza? We'd love to give you a dine-in experience for your Valentine's night because you're clearly alone." And I was like, "Yes, that sounds great." Do you know what arrived to the door, Kevin? And it was a fun activity now. It was a pizza making kit.
Right.
And I was like, well, I suppose I've nothing else to be doing. Yeah, I have a few hours to put this together now. But it was sold to me it was a pizza coming.
Yeah.
And then it was a bit.
You didn't realise it was a fucking IKEA pizza.
Yeah. It was still fucking delicious, but I was like,
I was missing parts to it as well.
Yeah. There's a few fucking mozzarellas there gone.
See, there's something
awry.
like if you were on a date, then making a pizza
Stunning.
is such a fun, like,
it really,
stop throwing cheese at me, stop it.
Exactly.
And then you have sex on top of the oven.
You do, yeah.
But by yourself, it's a very sad night.
Yeah, no, it was
making a food that's too big for one person.
It really highlighted how alone I was.
Why does this pizza taste salty? Oh, the tears. I forgot I was crying while making this.
It really was. It highlighted, how alone I was. But it passed a few hours, so
I got your lovely
and it was
pottery making kit.
It was delicious. But I was just expecting it to come already ready to eat because I was ready to, eat my feelings. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my Valentine's week.
Yeah, I'm not big on Valentine's Day.
No, I wouldn't be a fan of it now anyway. I wouldn't be a fan of it. I did go on a few dates recently. It went well now.
Oh, right.
And I did say, don't get me out for Valentine's. And he still did.
Oh, he's a keeper.
I like that. Because do you know what? There's a subtle element to when you say that. I mean it, but it's with a wink. It's like, I don't really mean it.
Are you yourself on dates?
Am I myself?
Or do you put on an act of some kind?
I juggle, yeah. I juggle. Do a tight fucking opening in 5 minutes. Yeah. I find it hard because I tend to go into dates and somehow my mind changes into, okay, you need to make this person like you. It's less about, do you like them?
Yeah.
I have a struggle with that.
You're in performer mode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, I've gone fucking multiple days before people and, come the end of it, they break up with me and I'm like, I never even liked him though. And that hurts me more. That I'm like,
the thing about men as well is we're wired in a way, and this is not an excuse, this is just a bad thing men tend to do, is the more effort that the female puts in.
Yeah,
it's like the less attracted we are.
Yeah.
We're attracted to rejection.
Yeah.
So the cooler you are with us, the more we want to like prove ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like we don't want to be in a relationship where they like you more than you like them.
I know. I saw some TikTok come up and it was about and
that's not good.
No.
Like, first of all.
In most relationships there's this idea of you have the adorer and the adored. And depends on which one you are and how that works in that dynamic between people. Some people prefer to be the adored, some people prefer to be the adorer. So
you need to be more aloof. You need to be less let's do some role play.
Okay.
So you need to be like really cool and like not interested.
Oh, okay. Okay,
like,
right.
Are you enjoying your chicken?
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, that's too much.
Okay.
Like cut the difference.
Okay.
Split the difference.
Okay.
It's like this place is really nice, isn't it?
It's grand, yeah. That hurt.
What?
That hurt me to say that.
Do you like drinking red wine?
No, I'd actually prefer a pint.
Oh, she's cool. What's your hobbies?
Being a bitch.
Oh, I think I want to marry this girl. That's kind of what we're like.
Yeah.
It's a pathetic thing.
And do you know what's funny? I'm aware of that and I just can't change myself.
Can't do it.
I can't.
Yeah.
No, I totally know, and I've fucking studied too much about dating and all of it, and I know what I need to do, and I just can't. It's not in me to be that person.
I was thinking the other day about top 5 overrated things.
Oh yeah. You've said to me before, bats you think are overrated, and I'll fight you on that one.
I think bats are overrated.
No, I'll fight you on it.
I'm going to actually put down bats. I think bats are overrated because I think the idea of a bat is lovely. In fact, most overrated things, the idea is amazing, and when you're actually in the middle of it, not that great.
Yeah.
Bats, the idea is amazing. You're like, oh, I'm going to be so relaxed. You're picturing bubbles and like soft lighting. But then you get into it and you're basically just sitting in like a pool of your own filth.
Yeah, you're marinating.
You're marinating in a sort of a man's soup.
God, I love that. No, I'd be big into that. Especially if you're away. I always try and see if a hotel will give me a bath.
Yeah.
I've gone on places and I've booked away as well now with a place with a hot tub. I fucking love a hot tub.
Funny enough, number 2 was jacuzzis.
No, you're wrong there. Don't get me wrong, riding in it is overrated, but actually being in a jacuzzi is lovely.
Because water is not a good lubricant.
Terrible.
If anything, it
terrible.
sort of creates a suction.
Friction.
Yeah.
Oh, not in a good way.
No. Riding in a jacuzzi, definitely. Cigars are overrated.
But you know what I associate with a cigar? It's the setting, and it's 9 times out of 10 at a wedding, and it's lovely in that moment, just for that occasion. But yeah,
I think lads get cigars for like weddings or stags, and then they light them up and they take the photo, and they look like dickheads, but dickheads who think they look really cool.
Yeah.
But then you're just cigars you don't inhale. It's not like a fag.
You swirl it around in your mouth.
You sort of swirl it around in your mouth
weird.
and then let it fall out of your mouth. And after 2 or 3 inches, you've had enough. Number 4, overly elaborate weddings.
Okay.
I think some people put on these mad, overly elaborate weddings.
Yeah.
And there's just too much shit. And you spend way too much money. Like, you need to think of a wedding basically as a big joint 21st or a joint 30th.
Yeah.
Where like it's a joint 30th.
Yeah.
We're going to get a band. We're going to get some lovely food.
Upstairs and wheelings.
Upstairs and wheelings. And just have the crack. I think with overly elaborate ones, the bride and the groom are really tense about everything going well and everything looking well. And they spend a deposit of a house on this wedding.
Yeah.
And it's no crack.
I know.
I think the less, I don't want to say the less effort, but the less fancy shit at a wedding, the more crack you have.
Now, I was at a wedding there on New Year's, and I have to say...
my neighbour said at our wedding, she said, that was the best wedding I was ever at. You felt like you could fart and nobody'd say anything to you. And that to me was a huge compliment.
Oh my God.
This woman felt so relaxed at my wedding, she felt she could openly fart.
Oh, no, I was at a gorgeous wedding on New Year's, but what I loved what the couple did, they did like the reveal of each other, like the dress reveal, they did that privately that morning, just the two of them, which I thought was lovely. And they read their vows to each other privately to have that moment for themselves. Because I think you get so caught up in the shite of the day that you don't get to appreciate. And I was like, oh, I love that they did that. That was so lovely.
That is nice.
Yeah. But I think we lost our mind for a couple of years there at weddings with like photo booths. And why am I holding a blow up fucking saxophone?
Yeah.
For a photo.
Or a fake mustache on a stick.
What the fuck are we doing?
Or candy trolley.
I know. When would I ever, even at my 21st, I wouldn't have wanted that.
Like after 7 pints, it's like, do you want to eat a load of fizzy sweets?
No,
like,
a chocolate fountain. Fuck, yeah. A chocolate fountain. Why?
Yeah, photo booths, all that extra shit. Don't need it. Cut it out. We didn't have cake at our wedding because I never want to eat cake at a wedding.
No, I think that's. I don't think cake is ever needed, but I think it's a
little bit of dessert is all you need.
Yeah, the little, predominantly you get the little trios of desserts.
Little trio dessert. The holy trinity of desserts.
But I would agree that some people, go a bit too wild on it. Now, the wedding I was at, though, the food was fucking phenomenal.
Have you any other overrated things?
Overrated things? I think it's where people preemptively... they've preempted their social media. Like, say for that kind of a thing, this photo is going to be great of us having cigars. This photo of us holding up a fake mustache is going to be a great moment. I think nowadays there's sadly so many things that have been built or made because they envision it to be a great moment for social media. But when you're actually in it, you're like, well, we took the photo and that was the end of that. It was all shite.
I think because people are recreating shit they've seen in other people's social media.
That's it. It becomes this like...
And a recreation is just never going to live up to
it's grim. Depends.
The original.
I adore karaoke, but it has to be in the right kind of a place because I've gone to ones, you know, I don't particularly enjoy the ones where it's just you in a room with 4 other friends. I'm like, oh, what is this? This is like when you were 4 years old and your cousin was playing the PlayStation and wanted you to watch him play it. And I was like, I'm not fucking playing Crash. Why would I bother watching you play?
So your ideal karaoke is like a Japanese style bar.
The stakes have to be high, Kevin. You have to be performing for a crowd that don't know you.
I did karaoke in a pub in Stoneybatter.
Yeah.
And I think Northside Owl Lads and Owl Women love karaoke. Yeah. I think like old dubs fucking love karaoke. It wasn't big in the country at all. Or the south side. But I was drinking with my mates and it was a daytime job. And we went to a pub that was doing karaoke. And I went up and I sang Common People.
Yeah.
And like the reaction I got from the crowd, Justine, was unreal.
This
outlet went to shake my hands in the jacks as I was pissing. And I was like, give me a minute. Give me a minute. And he was like, you were very good. Who sang that song? I was like, it's Paul. I was very good now. I enjoyed it now. I said it to a few people like that lad has talent. And like that to me meant so much. Need that, you wouldn't get that in a little booth.
No, I think it's a cod doing it in a booth. Honestly, I do. I think it's overrated.
Okay, so karaoke booths going on the list.
The stakes have to be high. There have to be a crowd there. It has to be the locals or the people in the pub.
Yeah,
that you have to perform for.
You need
and if
that
you can't
fear.
do that, you may fuck off. It's like your family bringing you to the X Factor when they know that you have a note in your head and they're supporting you. Fuck off. You need to do it to the actual live, real audience.
Fair play.
And get the real results. And
I'm
reaction.
behind you 100%.
Well, good. I'm very serious about this. There was something else out of my mind there that I think is overrated and it's gone now, but it was a good one. Whatever it was.
I have some distressing news.
Oh, go on.
A potentially catastrophic asteroid named 2024 YR4 recently made headlines after NASA made the startling announcement that there was a possibility it could hit Earth where we live.
Oh my God.
A 2.3% chance of impact, which is high enough.
Yeah.
This space rock could strike in 2032. What age will you be then?
2032, 5, 6, 7 years, is it? I'll be 38.
38.
Which is great because I want to go before I'm 40, so that's actually ideal for me.
So people are freaking out. I was thinking a good idea for a film.
Oh yeah.
You know the way
Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
No, you know the one with Bruce Willis, Armageddon, I think it's called, where they send a load of oil drillers up to space to train them how to be astronauts so they can drill a big hole and plant a bomb. Whereas you could argue, would it not be easier to train astronauts to learn how to drill a hole than train hole drillers to be astronauts? But I had an idea for like a Hardy Bucks movie where the boys are, because they're so good at pool, they've just won All Ireland pool champions.
Okay.
So NASA sends them up to space to hit a massive pool ball at the asteroid to knock it into a black hole. Wouldn't that be class?
Great. I see it.
And like they've tried it with astronauts, they're no good at pool.
Yeah.
So they have to get world-class pool players.
Yeah. And they look great in the waistcoats. In space.
They have to wear the waistcoats over the astronaut outfits.
I love it. I think that's great. I'm into it. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. How would you feel about the world ending, Justine? When you're 38?
I'd be happy enough.
When you're 38, wow, what age?
Do you know what though? I'd rather not know. Like I don't know. As in, would you not rather tomorrow? That's it. You're over.
No, I'd like a week's prep.
I just think it would send the world into absolute chaos.
I mean,
in a fun way, sure, but there would be.
I think it could be a bit like COVID, where you're like, you just get to chill out, eat what you want, drink what you want, watch what you want.
Yeah.
The annoying thing, like in that, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, you'd probably have to visit a lot of aunties and uncles.
I know. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I have to visit Auntie Assumpta.
I know. And that's the thing with weddings, I think, as well, that there's oftentimes an invite list that you're like, when did the last time I even spoke to Breda? And now she's here.
Do I even like Breda?
Another thing that I think is overrated, 69.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. God, I couldn't tell you the last time I did it because it's just silly. It's just no one's having a fun time.
You're not doing it right.
I think it's overrated and no one's enjoying themselves, but they've been told that they're meant to enjoy it. And it's a funny thing to always say nice to. Don't get me wrong, anytime someone says that number, I'm going to say nice, but it's not all that nice in the partaking.
Bryan Adams, The Summer of 69, when you actually worked, it was only after a few years of hearing it that I worked out,
he's not talking about
that year doesn't make sense because he wouldn't be that old. Oh Lord, that's what he was at. He's doing the old yin yang.
You know Frankie Valli, the song "Oh What a Night."
Yep.
That's about him losing his virginity.
No way.
Yeah, late December back in '53. What a very special time for me. What a lady. What a night.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know the song
Cotton Eye Joe.
What's Cotton Eye Joe about?
Oh, is it chlamydia or?
It hadn't been. If it
Where'd
hadn't
you come
been for
from,
Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Could be
Why am I
herpes.
itchy?
I think it's herpes, possibly.
There you go. I found another news story you might find interesting. Bald men in Mozambique could be targets of ritual attacks, police have warned, after the recent killing of 5 men for their body parts.
Oh, Lord.
So the belief that the head of a bald man contains gold.
Oh, wow.
Said Alfonso Diaz, a police commander in Mozambique. Albino people have also been killed in the region for rituals. So apparently 3 men have been killed in the last week. So apparently witch doctors are looking to get a few heads. So they spread the rumour that bald men's heads contain gold.
Yeah.
So that people kill these bald men, bring their severed heads to witch doctors, say, get me the gold out of that. And they're like, this lad has none. But then they've got a head.
It's a wild version of cash for gold. Those shops.
Like, has the bald community not suffered enough?
Yeah, I don't think this is what they need on top of everything else.
No way.
No.
Poor old devils.
No, it is tough. It is tough.
So if you're listening in Mozambique, please do not cut the head off bald men in your community and bring them to witch doctors. There is no gold in bald men's heads.
It's, I hope someday we can find a service where, when I go to get laser hair removal, I can donate that hair to a bald person. I hope someday we have the technology to do that, because I'd feel like that'd be a nice trade over.
You'd probably need to have them there in the clinic with you, like face off.
Well, they're not going to want to see that. Let me tell you this now. They're not going to want to be there for that. So
why is it so curly?
That's the end of that plan. I still don't understand the moment when they leave the room to be like, "Now I'll let you take off your clothes." I'm like, why? Why do you have to leave for that? You're going to be back in and see me in the nip entirely.
I think because the act of stripping is very different than just seeing somebody naked. Because you'd probably start going, Not
the world and let me up.
Yeah, well, that's it. So may I message out to any Mozambique boys listening in?
There you are.
Don't be killing bald men for their head gold.
No.
Well, Justine, this has been lovely.
This has been lovely.
Have you anything to tell people?
Have I? And I'm going to London doing a play.
No way!
Yeah, and me. Now, the dates haven't been just finalised yet.
They let you into London.
They're letting me over. We're doing a 2, possibly 3-week run. I'll have more info next week. I just haven't the dates finalised, but I'm away doing that. So if you're in London, now, there you are.
What date?
I don't have the final. It's
sorry.
May. It'll be in May.
I'll be. If you're listening to this as it has just dropped on Friday, 21st of February, I'm in the Lounge tonight and tomorrow night, 22nd of February. And I'm in Drogheda on the 7th of March and the 8th of March for the Drogheda Comedy Festival.
I'm there on the 8th.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll see you there for a pint.
I'll see you there.
Folks, this has been lovely. Thank you to Hilary, our producer.
Yes.
And to Damo Dagger for our lovely theme tune.
Yes.
Justine, best of luck.
Good luck now.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with HeadStuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.